it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house.
Okay, this was quads from the other day. Really good session actually. Hit some new PBs, all-time PBs actually. So a really great session. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay. So yeah, this is starting with the hack squat. Now what I do here is, like, I know I take my time with this and it's a bit of a longer video just like me warming up, but I like to set myself before I do, well, any exercise really, but especially legs, mainly because this is an area I've really needed to bring up for a long time now, and I'm finally giving it the time that it needs, like both quads and hamstrings. Well, more so hamstrings, but yeah, I used to have really bad knee problems actually, to the point where I couldn't even like walk upstairs with either leg actually without pulling myself up by the banister. So yeah, I always have to wear knee sleeves now, but I don't wear the ones, I don't ever use straps. Like, there's straps at the top of my knee sleeves there which you can adjust, but that's more to just keep the knee sleeves in place. But yeah, what I'm doing here is I'm basically just like G'ing myself up, thinking about things that annoy me, just trying to channel that sort of inner aggression, you know, for a heavy set. And this was 7 plates, so this is an all-time PB actually. And let's have a look. So I think I hit 7 constant reps here, and as you notice, the negative is really slow, really controlled, and I'm not bouncing out of the hole of the squats. And that is one of the most important things with legs, because you see so many people do it, like they just almost free fall with the negative portion of the rep, and then when they get to the bottom they bounce out of it. So you've probably negated, well, not negated, but you know, a good sort of, well, just over half, probably even 2/3 of the rep, just by using momentum, and that's not what you want. The point here is to target the muscles to make them grow. You want to add a stress to the muscle to make them adapt and grow bigger. That's all you're doing really. That is bodybuilding 101. So yeah, this was a 7-plate hack squat that I was really pleased with. And to put that into perspective, when I started at King's, when I joined there a year ago, so it was just before Christmas, I started my heavy set, my working set was 4 plates, and now I'm on 7. And yeah, like I said, that was really good negative form, like slowing it down, making sure it's always controlled, and then eked out a few more. The only shame is that I didn't have a spot actually, because I probably could have done a few, had less of a rest in between those reps. So this was my drop down set now, so same piece of equipment. It's actually one of the best hack squats I've ever used. It's slightly different because you load the plates from the top down rather than on the sides. Yeah, and whether that changes the weight distribution and makes it better, but it feels nicer on my knees, it feels smoother. Yeah, it's just a really, really nice hack squat. So this is my, what people would call a back off set, but this is just my lighter set that I try and aim for sort of, well, anything, you know, 12 to 20 reps here, and try and get as many as possible. And as you can see, this is actually a 4-plate squat. So now my working set that I joined King's with is now my drop down set for reps. And I think I get something like 12 or 13 completely constant reps. Again, like controlled negative, not bouncing out the hole. You'll notice that as I get towards the bottom portion of the rep, it slows right down. Then I push back up, which is a really, really important thing to think about when you're training legs. Like I said, I've made mistakes before where I'm just bouncing out the hole and stuff, and it's not worth your while. Like, you need to have proper form and use the muscles in the legs to lower you down and push yourself back up. Well, for me anyway, that's the only way that made them grow. Whenever I tried to do heavier stuff, bouncing out the hole, like forcing myself to do heavier sets, I got stronger, don't get me wrong. I was always someone that could get strong, but the correlation in size just wasn't there. So I'd have strong quads but not big quads. So yeah, form is key. Form is everything for me. Probably on all exercises, but especially legs. Like, I've really tried to concentrate and keep that at the forefront of all my reps now, and it's really starting to pay off. My legs are getting thicker. I actually took a picture the other day of me just doing a sort of kind of like leg extension pose just in the mirror at home, which I'll put up on here on the end. And yeah, they're really starting to add some size, which is nice. And then it's over to the true squat. Oh, this is one of the most humbling leg exercises you will ever use. It doesn't actually say anywhere what it's called, but I've heard people call it a true squat, so Well, that's what I'm calling it anyway, and I think it's actually true as in TRU, but I just spelled it the right way anyway. But yeah, this one, you sit, it completely takes out all your back, everything. Like you sit, you squat backwards behind your, it's different to any other squat. And normal squats, like you sort of bend towards your knees and like collapse in on yourself. But this, you're going backwards, like behind your knee, you know, behind your ankles. So the weight needed is just minimal, to be honest. I think I had 220 plates on there, so 40 kilos plus the frame. And yeah, I think I knocked out 7 reps after the hack squat, and then another 2 forced. But yeah, like I said, really humbling machine. But boy, does it focus on your quads, and that will certainly bring some size to them. But again, same form, controlled down, and then try to drive on the way up, like using the muscles as you're doing it. You know, trying to use as little momentum as possible. You know, you just want to focus the stress on the quads, and you know, there's just no point of, you know, like I said before, free falling down and not using the muscles. So yeah, pay real good attention to that, especially if you're someone that finds your legs are a hard body part to grow. That was certainly the case for me, and kind of still is. But like I said, since I've been training this way, taking way more notice of my form and tempo, and actually pushing through my feet and using my quads, yeah, it's made a huge difference. So yeah, like I said, I think 7 constant reps on here with a couple forced ones. Now I think I've been it off here, and that's it. But yeah, really good chest session, leg session even. But yeah, great leg session, PBs all across the board really. That hack squat was great. I actually, yeah, I think I hit a PB on the back off set as well. I guess the main thing you just want to consider is that when you're training, it's the small increments that you're moving up in weight. Don't, you know, say for example, like I did, like that 7-plate hack squat. Don't then go, like, next week I'm not going to go and do 8. I'm going to do 7 plates, probably again, or maybe just add a 5 kilo. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's those small progressions over the weeks and the months that slowly build up to it. And as I said, I started on 4 plates on that hack squat, and now I'm on 7 and repping it out, and I'm doing what I was, I'm doing my weight when I started this gym as now back offset, and like for real reps as well. So it just shows the progression, but you have to be willing to put in the time. You know, even if you're genetically gifted, it's, you know, take your time, concentrate on training, because that is the catalyst for everything. Like, you can take all the steroids you want, eat all the food you want, all the calories, everything, but without training, you're really not going to grow. So, you know, find a training method that works for you. This is the one that seems to be working for me. Heavy duty, low volume, you know, 2 sets, 1 set heavy and another set back off, but both to failure, and then move on. Because that way you get 2 sets per exercise. It means you can do more exercises, more angles, and it means you can hit the muscle group from sort of, well, like I said, many different angles, all sorts of variations. And I used to train the standard sort of like, you know, 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. Okay, a quick change of scenery and clothing, but like I was saying in the last video, I used to train 3 sets, 8 to 12 reps. And I guess the point is to, you know, look at your training with real critical thinking, and don't be afraid to turn your back on the crowd. And don't blindly follow what other people are doing either, because I've got to 38 years old, researched more into Mike Mentzer and Dorian, and really taken notice as to what they were doing and how that would apply to my lifestyle and training. And I've made some of the best gains I have in years, and that's approaching 40 years old. So yeah, like I said, never be afraid to turn your back on the crowd and try something new. But yeah, I'll catch you on the next video.
Rack it up, I got a bit of the bank to make me a safe house. Shake it up.